How's it going, eh? Welcome back to the Great Green North. My name's Wade Murray and I'm going to be teaching you how to have the greenest lawn on the block spring, summer, and fall all year. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this one. Okay, so last week I started a series on how to have the greenest lawn on the block, and we talked about mowing practices. This week I'm going to talk about your fertilizer plan that you should have all year round to make sure that you have the greenest lawn on the block. Now, fertilizer plans are always changing just as products are changing. You know, I change my fertilizer plan every year depending on how I see different products fit. And I'll encourage you guys, if you start to feel more comfortable with your lawn, to test out different products that you think may work. But here's what I'm going to tell you for beginners, the products that you should use. Just go out to your department store, you can buy those products, bring them home, and put them on the lawn so you guys can have the greenest lawn on the block. Okay guys, so I'm here in the garage and I figured I should go over this because I never really went over this in the video and I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm talking about. And as you see, I have my fertilizer storage up here. Okay, so every fertilizer bag has its chemical breakdown. That's going to tell you how much nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium fertilizer has. So let's take a look at this bag, which is down in the description if you guys want to buy the same fertilizer. Okay, so you guys can see that this bag is a 3008. So you guys are probably wondering, you know, what do these numbers mean? And on the Scott's bags, they're normally down in the bottom corner somewhere in here, and normally a light gray lettering, so it can be hard to notice. So what this means is this bag of fertilizer is going to have 30% nitrogen, 0% phosphorus, and 8% potassium. Nitrogen is good for that quick green up, what's going to keep your grass growing all season long. Phosphorus is good for root growth, pushing down roots and getting them to thicken up and grow up. If you look at a lot of starter fertilizers, they're high in phosphorus. In most locations in Canada, a lot of our fertilizers have low phosphorus levels because we are banned to only a specific amount of phosphorus every year. So if you're looking for something with phosphorus, normally you're going to have to get what they would call a standard fertilizer, which is a 10-10-10 or a 16-16-16, an equal blend of all these nutrients, and overall composition of your soil to help your grass grow. These three nutrient categories are called your macronutrients. These are your top three nutrients that you're going to feed your lawn with all year. So when I'm talking throughout this video telling you what type of fertilizers to get, these are the three nutrients I'm talking about: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and they're always in that order no matter what fertilizer you get. So here's another thing you're going to see on your bag. Not only are you going to get your macronutrients, you're going to get your micronutrients, which are things like sulfur and magnesium. Iron is also a micronutrient. These things can help with soil composition. They can help give you a lawn a different color. Iron normally gives you a bluish more color. Sulfur gives you a darker green color, as well as magnesium. These have very low percentages. As you can see, they're 3% and 6%. They're like that because these are micronutrients, so you don't need as much as them as you need macronutrients. So that's just a quick summary on fertilizers and how fertilizers work. I figured I would go over that quickly before we got into your fertilizer plan, because it's hard to plan your fertilizer season when you don't know how fertilizers work. Starting in spring, as soon as the forsythia bushes bloom, they should have a yellow leaf. And that's when you know it's time to put your first application of nitrogen on your lawn. I encourage you guys to find a fertilizer that's higher in nitrogen. If you go to your department store, you'll probably find the Scott Spring Fertilizer. Just take that, buy that. It's made for spring, it's got high nitrogen. Take that home, use the setting that's on your Scott spreader, throw that down, and your lawn will instantly green up faster than everybody else's as you're feeding the lawn in the spring, encouraging it to green up. Second of all, in about mid-May to end May, I would encourage you guys to put down your second fertilizer application. In early May is one of the biggest growing seasons for your lawn. It's going to spike in the spring as temperatures are perfect. Those temperatures just below 20 degrees are perfect for cool season grass. So I would encourage you guys to put that second application down in the spring, as it's going to help encourage root growth and thicken your lawn to make it more bulletproof for the upcoming summer season. Finally, we're hitting end of June. Depending on where you are in southern Ontario, you're hitting in the start of the hot summer season, where some lawns will fall dormant depending on how hot it is outside. If you can't afford it, I would encourage you guys to either find a Hydrotain-like product that's going to help you with your watering in the summertime, or find a Scott Summer Guard product that just came out here in Canada that's going to help you reduce your watering in the summertime but also give a little bit of feeding into the lawn for the summer season. I would discourage fertilizing coming into the summer season, as summer and winter are the hardest seasons for the lawn. The lawn is trying to grow in the summer, but that heat is just cooking it from the inside out. So if you're trying to encourage the lawn to grow even though the heat is cooking it, it's gonna cause burning and damage to the lawn, and I wouldn't suggest pushing your lawn at a season of stress as the summer is. Finally, in fall, as soon as you notice those temperatures starting to drop off and you notice rain starting to come down, maybe once, twice a week, you know that you're coming out of your winter stress season and it's time to fertilize again. I would suggest fertilizing with a fertilizer that's high in nitrogen, not as high in the spring, but still sort of high in nitrogen to get that lawn growing again, and something that has potash, as potash will help heal the lawn after the stress that it went through. And maybe you saw some disease pop up, maybe you saw some insect damage pop up that was being hidden in the spring when your lawn was growing so vigorously. So you're going to hit with that to normally help clear it up. Normally at this time as well, I would do my fall renovation, which we're going to talk about in an upcoming video. But at this time, just hit it with that fertilizer, get it growing, and keep it green. Finally, you're coming to the end of the year. It's starting to get colder outside, the leaves are starting to fall off the trees, and you're starting to think winter is coming. It's good to put your lawn to bed for the winter with a full stomach of food. So I would suggest picking up a fall fertilizer if you can, or just picking up your regular fertilizer like a full 16-16-16 or a fall fertilizer, throwing that down late October, depending on how cold it gets. Here it's early October because we get quite cold in early November. Throwing it down before your first frost, just a few weeks before your first frost, and then you know the lawn is going to go to sleep full stomach, and then in the spring you're going to hit it with a fertilizer again and the lawn's going to take off. So that's what I would suggest for your fertilizer strategy of this year. That's my fertilizer strategy of this year. And if you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, you can see me apply that fertilizer strategy to my lawn this summer. I would encourage you guys to do that. From the Great Green North, my name is Wade Murray, and keep it green. Still snow. Please, lawn season. Hurry it up.